Let's take a deeper look into the extradition process, what we can expect in court today. For that, I want to bring in Dave Ehrenberg, State Attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida. It's good to see you. Good morning.
Good morning, Natasha. Good to be with you.
Thank you. Kohberger's state-appointed attorney has indicated that his client does plan to waive extradition, calling it just a formality proceeding. What reasons, if any, would there be for Kohberger to fight extradition?
And Natasha, it's really difficult to fight extradition. I mean, there is evidence in the probable cause affidavit that will be made public, and that will set forth the grounds that police have to make the arrest. Remember, you don't need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt to arrest someone. All you need is probable cause. It's a relatively low burden, and to fight extradition and to maintain your innocence is almost impossible. That's why he's waiving it. He's going to play this out back in Idaho, where he will profess his innocence. He'll be assigned a public defender, and that's when it's game on. But today is a formality. He will be extradited, and it's not going to be that much drama today.
And you mentioned the bar is pretty low. What does need to be proven in order for the extradition to happen?
Oh, well, there are compacts amongst the states that have pretty much automatic extradition. I mean, each state has certain rules, but you would have to show that this was a wrongful arrest. You'd have to show there was some maybe fraud or deception. And there's none of that even being alleged here. You have a probable cause affidavit that sets forth the grounds. And so there are rules in place in each state that make it pretty much automatic to send suspects back to other states, barring some unusual circumstance. But nothing has been alleged here to show that there was police misconduct or that you have a completely innocent person or anything like that. He's going to fight this out back in Idaho.
If successful, how soon do you expect he would be brought to Idaho? And what is your sense? What would make the most sense in terms of his transport back to Idaho?
I think they'll fly him back. Too many bad things can happen if you try to drive someone across the country. It's such a long distance. He'll be escorted by federal officials. They don't want to leave anything to chance. There's cooperation with state officials, but you have U.S. Marshals and FBI involved in such a high-profile case. You see in the movies like The Fugitive and all these other things that things can go wrong when you transport prisoners, but usually that's just Hollywood. They're going to escort him probably in the air. They're going to take him right to the courthouse to get booked, and then he will start fighting his charges back in Idaho. Now, the big question to me is who's going to defend him? The public defender's office back in Idaho, where he will be taken, has a very small office. They're conflicted. It looks like there's conflicts there. And what happens is they have private attorneys doing the work of the public defender, but there are so many conflicts there that they're down to maybe one or two lawyers who could possibly represent him. He will find a public defender through a private lawyer, but it's not going to be as easy as you would in a bigger jurisdiction.
I want to see if we have time for two quick questions. First of all, very quickly, how soon would you expect that he would actually make that journey and be extradited?
I think it'll happen almost immediately. There's no reason to make this process any longer than it already has. The families have already been so frustrated why it took so long to make an arrest. Looks like he was stopped twice in the state of Indiana in that white Hyundai, and yet he wasn't taken into custody. So they're going to move on this expeditiously.
Okay, and we, really have gotten a sense through this coverage and our correspondence on the ground how tightly knit, how small this community is, to the extent that in Moscow there are 4 or 5 Uber drivers serving the entire area. Because of the nature of the nature of this case, how high profile it has become. In your opinion, what are the chances of a change of venue if this does go to trial?
Well, I think in this type of case, because it's a small community, everyone knows about it, and people may have already had their opinions drawn, that it could be moved to Boise, for example, a big city within Idaho. But let me tell you this, in my experience as a prosecutor, even when you have high-profile cases, you can find jurors who will keep an open mind. It's not that the juror has heard about the case. It's whether or not they could set aside their feelings and be objective. But still, because it's a small community here, I think there's a pretty decent chance it will move to the bigger community of Boise, Idaho.
All right, Dave Ehrenberg, State Attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida. Appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.